Good evening and salutations, my Beyond the Gates family. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like I almost need to do another review because if I had to sit there and summarize this episode in one word, I would sit there and say unnecessary. And also by when I sat there and said um do another review, I mean not because I've just been doing just generally two reviews. But I'm kind of just like, is this the one I'm really going to sit there and just kind of just put out there by itself? Because I felt like this episode was damn near so unnecessary in a lot of ways. Okay, we'll get to. We'll start with something that I generally enjoy to some extent, and that is the Derek, Ashley, and of course Andre, because it's this is something that Jess said. She is tired of always up there seeing this man just be up in everybody, in a sense, you know. If he's not sitting there trying to bang Danny, then he's sitting there trying to bang Ashley. And, you know, while those two are sitting there talking, while Ashley and Derek are talking, Andre shows up. And it's just like, you just tell the look on Derek's face is just like, seriously? Now I get it. His I don't know, adopted mom or family friend, whatever. Nicole works here. So, of course, you know, Andre's going to be there. Plus, yeah, he's going to be there, whatever, right? So he was there. And he was there to actually give Derek some good news. Apparently, he got an interview for him from somebody from the Washington Post. They're doing an interview on him. And he didn't seem like he was too enthusiastic about it. I don't know if it's just because it came from him, the favor came from him, or the simple fact that, you know, listen, he doesn't do the job for accolades, you know, he for praise or anything like that. He does because there's a calling for it. You know, the sense some people run away from danger, some people run towards it. He's just one of those people that runs towards it. But there's a point where he is taking pictures of Derek, and Derek just looks so miserable. He's like, ugh. Like even Andre was just like, oh, okay, like damn. So he tries to get Ashley to join him in the pictures this way. At least he can get some good shots or whatever. And he smiles a little bit, and at least he's smiling. He still seems uncomfortable and can't wait for it to be done, but he does smile through it, and he leaves. And then those two talk. And Ashley's like, no, listen, this was really cool what Derek did, you know. I mean, this was really cool what Andre did, you know, setting up that interview. And Derek was like, if you say so. I'm like, bro, let me tell you something. This passive aggressive shit that you're doing right now is not going to work. Um, it's like, damn, whatever happened to people just being direct? Like, hey, listen, I don't like them. I don't like them sniffing around you. And it's making me very uncomfortable. I don't like it. Just say that, you know? And I get, oh, he doesn't want to come off as jealous and maybe barbaric or whatever, but there's nothing wrong with not there setting a tone and setting boundaries. And you're not doing that. You're just not there, again, these are all passive aggressive comments. Before Ashley was able to get into it, the woman came who, uh, to thank him for her cat that he saved and everything. It was actually pretty nice. It was nice. It was emotional. Um, Sadly, I think that was probably among again like the best scenes in this episode, right? Because there's a point when Danny comes to the house. They're supposed to have Sunday dinners. Hopefully, they're not there. Hopefully, it's not like soulful. You remember Soul Food, right? I go back and I look at that movie, and maybe it's just because I sat there and I watched the Boondocks when he talks about soul food, about eating all that bad food and everything like that. And then Mama dies of like Big Mama dies of like diabetes and all sorts of other things. And towards the end, they didn't learn a goddamn thing. They just continued Sunday dinners as though, you know, just ate the same goddamn food that put Big Mama 6 feet under. Um, anyway, I think Nicole, no, Danny gets there first, and Danny's like, I can't stay because I got this business meeting or whatever. Something about, I don't know, new client or something like that that she's gonna have dinner with and land that account. So, they're happy. Nicole gets there, she eventually leaves. Nicole just has this bad vibe. Really bad vibe, like what is she up to? And of course she charms George, who at this point is should be fired, into getting the codes, security codes to Bill's place. Bill's place. I'm like, come on, bro. You got the ex-wives that they're trying to get security codes into her ex-husband's place while they're on a honeymoon. Have you watched Waiting to Exhale? Like, like seriously, bro. Anyway, she gets in, and I don't know what the present it was that she had, but all I know is that she saw some wine, she started drinking it, got really drunk, started messing up pictures and everything like that, and sleeping and laying on their couch, walking around barefooted. So that's all sorts of nice. I'm like, boy, you need therapy. You need therapy because this isn't working. I was like, this is not working. Every time either Danny or Bill and Haley sit there and talk about vice versa. It's like, seriously? You know how much of a bad look that this is? Especially in Bill's end. I'm like, bro, you're a badass chick. And you sit there thinking about Danny. Like, come on, bro. And now she's sitting there having those two living his head rent free. Her head rent free. First, the semi stalking on Insta. Now she's sitting there damn near breaking into his place and drinking and messing up things and pictures and stuff like, what are you doing? Um, Tomas and Kat had their date. Didn't really care about it. Except for, you know, she told him that she was a virgin. Okay. I guess part of me was just like, in the beginning, she sat there and started talking about Eva, and I was like, oh, Lord. I was like, the sad part about that whole scene is like, we know that Eva's up to something. So we know that Kat is right. And like Nikisha said, it's like, we know that you're right, but your bougie ass, ugly ass attitude just makes me not care. Like, it really does make me not care. It just makes me not care. So that's pretty much where that's at. I was shocked. There was like, what's the point of Bill and Hate? What was the point of Bill and Hate Haley actually being in this episode? Because okay, they came back early, right? And so you thought towards the end of the episode they're gonna walk in and be like, Danny, what the hell are you doing here? Let's call the cops or something, But that didn't happen. They just talked about their honeymoon, banged in the car, and that was about it. They could have not been in this episode, and it could have been the exact same thing. Like, even with Danny, it was like, I guess we're just supposed to sit there and see how she's unraveling more, but I guess also I'm just like, it's been day, I don't know, 10, 12, 15, it's in the Dizzy and Danny, with only one break in between. George does get to the debris place and notice that there's something that's going on with their back door. And they get to talking or whatever, and they're talking, and eventually Danny's name get brought up. Saying, well, Danny has to sit there and leave. You should have some pie. Danny had to leave because she had to sit there and do some business or whatever. some sort of business meeting. And George is like, business meeting? Because, I just left her at, and I don't think that he said Bill's place, Bill and Haley's place, but he made it seem like he basically contradicted the story that she told the parents. And at one point, Vernon and Anita's like, wait, what happened? Where was she? She wasn't there. Like, what's going on? And I thought that they were going to sit there and press until they got the information out, but they didn't. They didn't press at all. They knew that Danny wasn't maybe what she was supposed to be at, but they didn't sit there and press. And I'm kind of surprised that they didn't press. And I cannot be the only person that was just like, wait, what? Um. Oh, and what the hell? Andre did cross the line. So there's a point where Ashley comes out. They're watching the video that Andre put together. And then there's one point where they're talking, they're looking at each other, and he compliments her, she's amazing or beautiful or whatever, and he leans in to kiss her, and she backs up. She's like, wait, did you just try to kiss me? Yes. Yes, he tried to kiss you. Why are you stating that for? I mean, what are you expecting people to look away from this point, and you're just like, you just felt like the need to sit there and say it out loud? I mean, this isn't an audio drama. We saw it with our eyes. I don't understand why you felt the need to actually say that. But before that, he was not there talking to Nicole, talking about women or whatever, and basically kind of hinting that, you know, he has somebody in mind. And clearly, in the preview, she's like, normally I don't do that. I don't sit there and try to get a woman that's attached to other, attached or whatever. Well, let me guess, he's so amazing and so this, that, and the third that he just can't help himself. I think we should sit there and call that the Willow effect. If you are a General Hospital fan, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is kind of a letdown. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a letdown. But I get it. Not all the episodes are gonna be great. Oh, if it's one thing that I learned, it was a year. Um, where I kept talking about how GH was bad, the episode was bad, Days was better, Days is taking over, and to be honest, GH was actually really bad, right? And they turned it around, but like they were at a point they were in a slump, like a real slump, and it was so bad that there was a point where the scab writers came in and actually made the show better. They made the show better, and then when the writer's strike ended and the writers came back, it was like, can we get back those guys? I mean, couldn't they just like kept like a couple of them? My point is that I get it. Not every episode is going to be, oh my god, it's super amazing. But eh, I would sit there and say you probably just read the synopsis, watch my review, watch Cat Lady's review if she comes out, Nikisha's review if she comes out, or Brock TV if he comes out with a review. Anyway, I'll be doing a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be talking about all the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, of course, Beyond the Gates. And I'll see you in the next video on live stream.